Hello, viewers in our global human family, right? Of understanding the purpose of why man was designed, why man is here, the question that philosophers have been asking forever. In the mercies and the graces of the universes above, we're still asking that kind of question, correct? Why? Why? I have an answer for you before our talk, all right, our discussion. It goes like this. I'll put this up here. Right. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. The Lord is my portion, says my soul. Therefore I will hope in him. All right, I'm going to sing it a couple more times because I want you to learn the song so that when you turn off my video in the course of your day, you'll sing this song to yourself and you'll get a comfort, right? And a sense of affection, right? And now I sing about the Lord. I'm speaking of the Lord Jesus Christ in my songs. So here it goes. Not myself, Tyler Lord Hamilton. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His continued affection for you, right, and love, right, is forever. It's never going to end. Understand that somebody loves you already, right? The steadfast love, sing with me if you want. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies are new every day. They are new every morning. Actually, I messed up the words. I'm going to sit down because everything is so, geared toward performance. And that's the reason why I created Social Alchemy Project Access Management, because I need to self-govern myself, because I keep putting myself in these performance roles sexually, and I don't have healthy relationships with men. And if I'm not pretty enough, then I'm obviously not worth dinner, all right, a date, ultimately love. Now, these are kind of some basic things that men want in a relationship long-term, but they're not exercised. What people want to know is if they can get the party drugs, right? And if the porn is good, and if you have muscles, and if you're fab, because of this. So the steadfast love of the Lord never ceases, okay? And this is a really important thing for you, because I'm going to talk to you this evening, on affection. But first, I want to teach you this song. It goes like this. And I won't talk through it. Think you can get it. You're not dumb. I don't know who's watching this in the world, but I think you can get this song, correct? The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies are new every day. Wait. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His love will endure it today. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. The Lord is my portion, says my soul. Therefore I will hope in him. Therefore I will hope in him. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies are new every day. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. The Lord is my portion, says my soul. Therefore I will hope in him through the heart. Therefore I will hope in him. All right. Men, it is important to talk to you about mercies and loving from your heart and the soul that endureth forever because of one's mercies. For you, that could be a parent, it could be your spouse, it could be a brother or a sister or somebody. Okay, or you can say it's Jesus Christ, Buddha, Gandhi, the Dalai Lama, Richard Gere, hopefully Tom Cruise. And you go through the list of different gurus and things like that. Muhammad, Abdu'l-Baha, Baha'u'llah. And if you love royalty, then you can just check out Buckingham Palace. Men, it is important because it's 2018 and there should be no reason why you don't own a house. And owning a piece of America is part of your psychological masculinity. Now, this is what they're going to teach you in the financial world. Maybe not in economics, okay, but in the financial world of money hard-ons and being kind-hearted enough to spend time with people and to spend your money on them. Plus, you've already taken care of your housing needs and your other basic needs. Food, clothing. But you don't have love. You're what? You're in need of alchemy. Now, that love is the love you need to give to you, be friends with you, have the relationship with you, and then a more spiritually elevated individual will come along and there you are, your significant other. But to do that in a world of sex addiction and yet having to be healthy, all right, and gorge and fab with musculature, right, and strength, you know, for the pluralistic relationships that you want, remember? You have an open relationship, friends with the benefits. These are modern contemporary traits to what you're going to find in men dating men, even though most of it is for sex. Hookups, if you're hot, fine, we have sex. We don't get quite to the friendship or the relationship. But for those men that understand the importance of affection when one has said kind-hearted things is very important because it's the power of getting beyond feeling like a worthless slut, having sadness, and being pathetic and desperate in the feelings that can only be resolved via sex in your minds. Okay, a lot of it is about our cocks, right? No shame, okay? Because how can you shame something that you have absolutely no control of when you're getting erections in the middle of the day? Women don't understand this, okay? So in the sociology of masculinity and the social institution of men and masculinity, with social justice, right, democracy, sexual politics, leaders that have failed us, not really having a role model, the basic need for affection is vital in gaining a sense of psychological masculinity. Now, this is Sociology 1A. You know, we're talking about, you know, as a child, you had a baseball team that your dad took you to. What if you didn't have that? What if you didn't have a father that did that? So much is going to define you based on what? You know this, your experience. And most of the people that I deal with are folks that live in a what? A materialistic-based delusion that starts from right up here. The soul. And men, if you want your alchemy, you want to get rid of the greed and the corruption, what your cock does with money hard-ons and power and sex, you know the drill, men. Pornography. Marital rape. Slipping with somebody a little too young, not an age-appropriate female. Okay, you know gay men. The men that are infiltrating into your subculture are men that come from that background. You know that. That they are radical feminists and they've let women walk all over them as well. So if I'm talking about affection, kind-hearted words, but then I put sex in a whole different box and say this is taboo. This is for when you come out of the closet for you to do. And this is for you to do With no married men, absolutely not. If you are one of Tyler Hamilton's people. Remember, I have my people and you have your people. I'm more than happy for you to be my people, and I'm more than happy to be your people, okay? I'm your fan as well. It's not all on me. But not being a homeowner or being a homeowner, having a job or not having a job, these are things that make a man decide if he's going to block you on Adam for Adam or if he's going to send you a comment or send you a smile. In what? Your global human family. You can meet anybody through Grindr, anybody through Scruff, anybody through Jacked, Adam for Adam, Chatterbait. This is beyond Craigslist, okay? The search for men is a free search. You know this. And the love for you is a free love. That gets you ahead, not the money. See, your society influences you heavily, direct cultural impact, through images. We're not going to get into sociology 1A. Go back to university if you haven't taken Soc 1A. We're taught what's deviant, what's not deviant. Then when we discover we have preferences and certain things make our nipples hard, we gravitate towards certain what? Fetish, kink. By this is normal male sacred human sexuality. That's what I've termed it as, okay? You hear male sexuality sometimes, male sexuality this, male sexuality that. But as a masculinist with Social Alchemy Project Access Management, you don't want false thinking. False thinking, ladies and gentlemen, because I know your wives might be watching because you're bi-curious and you found Tyler Lord Hamilton and you're a married man and you told your wife all about me. Thank you. You're my people. That we're breaking the ice. We're not only taking gay forward to a new level, we're also taking men. Gay-straight alliance. I'm talking also to heterosexual men. And if they're pussies or if they need somebody to hold their hand and it's their wife, more power to them. We're not calling her any bad names. And I apologize, women, on behalf of men that have used such things that only spur your rage. Okay, rage is not gender specific. It's throughout humanity. Rage, affection, angry sex. We know the drill. Sex doesn't have to be in its box, though it can be compartmentalized so you have a sane life and you're not, you know, losing your family and not working anymore because you're addicted to pornography. Right? That's the kick in the nuts, men. That's what's underclassing you, is the images given to you through the pornographic arts. And I support social arts theory. It's my theory I created to help you. It's pornographic arts. It's the art of sex. Okay? This doesn't make you worthless. No. I'm talking about when you do that with limitation, not talking about legal and we're not, don't take it demented where you're thinking, oh my God, that means I can be a pedophile. I'm not talking about that. Of course, everything's of age and adult. That's what has to be memorized in the globalization of homosexuality, okay? And how that can help our world leaders because we understand the culture of war. We understand everything we've discussed and explored through the abandoned mind, the underground, the fire. Now, men, in your sex, and to keep it affectionate, because that's what we're doing, you can't be thinking sampling people. You need to release yourself. And if you're a bottom, that's good for you. If you're a top, I encourage you to try to become a bottom. a power bottom, whatever your ego is, right? But rage and sex being in front during sex, you have this willingness to get rid of the limitations that you have on the certain body. There's certain things that he won't do that somebody else has done that's just pretty hot. And then when you guys go out, you're becoming friends, you're kind of looking at those types of men that have the physiques that are able to what? Put out for you that your current boyfriend now isn't doing. So there's nothing beneficial with this because you've maybe self-deceived yourself. People. Sex and affection could go hand in hand. If you don't love in vanity, you don't love the man for his body solely, you don't love the man for his money exclusively. You know, men do not know that it is beneficial to a sane society to love people for being people, not what they have, okay? And not declining people for being people. And withholding love from them because they do not show anything for their time and they have not produced what is impressive to you in your mind that should obtain awards, right? Promotions, affection, entitlements, privileges. Listen, I've had numerous relationships with men with money. Sometimes there was cocaine, sometimes there wasn't. Sometimes there was some HIV pause in the bed, sometimes there wasn't. We always practice safe. But if he and myself could produce a porn type sex session with one another, and there's pleasure, we've put limitation. It's fine to be creative with people, but think about your hookups, men. Think about the booty calls. I don't want to focus on that because it's just underclassing the work of Social Alchemy Project. And that could come out through my comedic work, which is dark comedy, physical humor, absurdist comedy work. If you don't understand, it's highly eccentric, and it's a joy to appear to the world as they are. So responsible laws are set in place, gentlemen, to make sure that you're right on the money. Let's put it that way. It's really, money is so important to how you're attracting men and what you can do to appease them and appeal to them and their senses. People love people for what they have and what they have achieved. Love does not work like that when a mother loves her child, okay? When a father loves his family, okay? I'm trying to make sure that love in the heterosexual communities and in the families is what? Constant. No fuddy-duddy. No ludicrous behavior where your children have to be hauled off by Child Protective Services. I'm talking about people not ditching their lover. I'm talking about people being affectionate for people being people. I'm talking about not ditching your wives. I'm talking about making constant love last if it's been there at your wedding or on your honeymoon, or even when you exchange vows in front of your friends. So in marriage, in courtship, in same-sex union, children are watching us. How do we articulate male sacred homosexuality? How do we do the just pardon me, I had to put in my dentures, I can't speak. That's much better. How do we put in motion social justice education? We get it on Social Alchemy Project Access Management, but how do we do application? You start with loving yourself and being affectionate to yourself. and not seek the whore in you, but be more than that. Sorry, this webcam Logitech keeps freezing. I'm very sorry. I refuse to talk when it does this. There. You know, I'm not going to waste my time, and I'm not going to waste your time. So much of our conversation is back and forth from me to you. And affection to yourself is helping yourself not hate your life by comparison of what other men have for themselves. That could mean men that are in long-term relationships and they've established amazing lives with one another, and they're homeowners and they travel, and I can get all into all the different places, white party places to spend your money. They do their drugs. Everybody, oh gosh, gay cruises, can't forget our thongs. And trust me, we are known in Sao Paulo, not just London and Berlin and Amsterdam and Sydney and the Castro and WeHo, West Hollywood, the Castro, San Francisco, Greenwich Village, New York City, Boys Town, Chicago. The list goes on. Palm Springs. So these straight men need to be called out, okay, and endure the consequences of having gay feelings like us other gay men have done, come out of the closet and being called out and enduring the consequences of prejudice. But we've been what? Point leaders. When I say point, I mean focus. Focus leaders on what? Your politics. So you have political participation through your affection and your honesty as bleeding-hearted, out-of-the-closet homosexuals. Now, these straight men, when you find them in the gay community, they're very hot, very masculine. Oh my goodness, I can't believe what was under the jacket and under the jeans. At first I thought it was just a very unattractive face, but my God, the physique made the face look so fan. It's fantastic. So fan. Men, we get lost in the fanfare. Pardon me, I had to put in my dentures. I can speak. But men, do not think that you can get away with not needing love because your money priorities have what? Brought you options and privileges behind your wives' backs or behind your boyfriend's backs. You can't buy love. And you can't buy love and affection for yourself that you have in relationship with yourself based on what you get when you spend money. This is the thing that should just kick you in the nuts. That's the truth. Rewind this if you do not get it. I'm not going to repeat it. But I'll go for repeating this. That when you have affection and love for yourself, there's no need to buy yourself material things. When you place value for you based on what you have proven to yourself you now own, yes, you deserve the best. Yes, that's affection to yourself. Merry Christmas. Nobody's celebrating your Christmas, but you can give yourself a Christmas present or happy birthday to yourself. You can go ahead and celebrate your own birthday and be the only one at your table and give yourself a gift. You can buy material things for yourself, but don't try to buy yourself because you are not a whore to yourself and what can be produced with your hands marvelously. And I'm talking about wealth. Men do not think that they need love, but only money to buy things that masturbate their egos. Then we get into the money hard-ons, cock and culture. And then also, furthermore, when their dicks get hard, they sponge off of sex with other men behind their wives' backs. Gentlemen, in a Madonna whore culture, it's okay you're a whore. I'm just trying to help you to look at what you've been taught and how to unlearn what you've learned and how to teach yourself how to learn the right things for your own humane life sustainability. I'm here to help you prevent becoming homeless, helping you prevent remaining poor. Remember, physical wealth, flash cash, goes much further if you pre-screen your own intention. And, of course, men using control, using money to control, and rejecting the gay guy after using them for sex. Again, rewind, it's the Madonna whore culture. No shame for being a whore. But men, straight men that are using you gay men, and not giving you at the least friendship, is scarring. This body reflection that you do with these men is positive, and it's a practice of labor and violence in sexuality, and of course self-interpretation that you're hot. Somehow this face-to-face interaction with straight men behind their wives' back is what you will pursue at the expense of that man's wife, family, and children. Gentlemen, at Social Alchemy Project Access Management, we are existentialists. That means when something's happening in any part of the world, we feel a social and personal responsibility. I'm not telling you you're Tom Cruise and you're the only one that can save somebody. Well, there's other people around. Of course I can save them, but I'm not the only one. Other people, religious or not religious, churched or unchurched, agnostic or not. You don't have to necessarily constitute your masculinity for what? The power structures and the interplay because of money in replacement for the given social meaning of you being a loving man. Gentlemen, these are the components when you walk into your social alchemy for you, your change, and approaching your new framework that you want to create. I'm here to create it with you for the understanding of your social embodiment of masculinity. So in the materiality, the materialistic notion as men, to attract the best, we have to show that we have bodies that matter. We're athletic, we own property, we have real estate, we take vacations, we have a nice car that we park in a garage, we have pets. The list goes on. And these are very pertinent parts to you being a man and having a psychoanalytical perspective that I need these things. I do identify with myself through these things, and that's human kindness society when you show affection with yourself, and that's your lifestyle. But what is very well received more so than that, and what money bought you, is the love that people can see in your eyes. Men, that comes not from achievement, academics, career, masculinity building. That comes from you and your affection for you. That's all we're going to discuss today. Gentlemen, if you regret anything that you did, you can come to the eternal fact that The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies are new every day. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. The Lord is my portion, says my soul. Therefore I will hope in him. Therefore I will hope in him. God bless you. I love you all. Dankeschön. See you in the stars.